All right, welcome in everybody. Jason, TCP Super System. Going to go over a couple of different charts tonight. Not a whole lot, so it might be short or shorter. We are going to be doing the crypto rapid fire on Saturday morning. Actually, probably Friday night. I did announce earlier I would be doing that Saturday morning, but that's likely going to be Friday night, at least for this week, and then likely resume Saturday mornings after that. Again, created the TCP Super System to identify opportunity zones in cryptos and stocks. None of it's financial advice. That goes for the system, signals, interpretations, my trade actions. Please consult an advisor before making any trades. You could lose all your money. Just a crazy guy on the internet with a good system. So I'm going to show you a couple updates tonight, and then we're going to prepare for the crypto rapid fire tomorrow night. So I want to look at Bitcoin first. We'll probably look at XRP, Filecoin, Solana, maybe Doge, and AERO. That was one that one of my subscribers brought to my attention, so I'll take a look at AERO for that person. So hope you enjoy. And if you like technical analysis on cryptos and stocks, you want something unique you can't get anywhere else because it's my system, please like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell. Let's help inform and educate. That's what I'm here for. Doing this because I want to, not because I have to. So let's go. Bitcoin, we have broken below the 100,000 mark. Today, it was a pretty brutal day in the market. We were down a little bit more than we are now. It's come back a little bit. But I want to show you this again on Bitcoin. And, I said before, you can go back and look in videos. If we really want that white line up in these upper extremes, well above this red zone, and if it turned over, we would likely be going lower. And you can see today we actually got down to 98, just above 98,000, which is well below our previous identified zone, which makes me believe we might be headed toward, the 85 to 87,000 mark. And I want to show you what that looks like on here and why I believe that could be the case. So check this out. This is on a 3-month view. All that bright green down here, that is heavy leverage. That's $136 million right here at 89,182. They could very well be going to get that. Again, prices tend to navigate toward areas of high liquidity. And the very, very bottom down here, where there's very little bit or a little bit of leverage comparatively speaking, would be 81,000. So somewhere between 81 and 90, pretty big range, but I think that's probably where we may end up. Again, not financial advice, just to get educated guess on this system and publicly available data. Hence our zone down here, we're thinking a little bit higher than that, probably 85 to 87. So we'll see where we land. Again, looking pretty weak here on the hot sensors, looking pretty weak here on the standard deviation methodologies. Again, trading right now, this Thursday night, 99,630. So then I think we would likely see a pump from there back up to that 130 range. So that's my take on Bitcoin. I do want to go over XRP with the Canary ETF that came out today. Saw a great volume there. That was nice to see. Just one ETF of many to come. So keep your eyes open there. Again, I think we're seeing some weakness here. We've identified this lower zone of around 150, $1.50 that is, and this secondary zone up here around 216 to 225. So maybe likely to get a secondary retracement to that zone, so pay attention to that. Again, you can see we almost made it to the extremes, not quite turned over, just like we said it might. Again, those orange and blue lines are not where we need them to be just yet, so we'll expect to see some continued weakness here for that XRP family out there. But a lot of good things coming in that space, so it could be a fantastic opportunity. But you need to do your research, make your own decision. So that is XRP. Look at this one, Cardano. You can see the zone there. We've had it identified for some time, 50 cents to 62 cents. We're literally hitting a double bottom here in that zone. We do not have any diamonds currently. We had this level 1 back here on November 4th. So probably would likely expect to see another diamond forming here shortly. Check the news. Yep, nothing there. So yeah, just a continued downtrend here. The red cloud, you can see that. We're not really in an extremely extended state just yet. Blue on the long-term hot sensor, so probably got some more weakness here. We do have a level 3 on the weekly. Let's see here. Yeah, so level 3 on the weekly chart. Again, lower extremes. Would expect to see the white line on the daily come up to these higher extremes before we really consider adding to our position there. Again, big holders of Cardano. So do what you will with that. Let's see, here's AERO. So again, go back and look at some of our videos. You can see we've identified some zones here, but again, we've always said we'll see a pump above the cloud. This one actually made it up through our resistance zones, but it's now retraced to that cloud and it's hitting off that 200-day moving average, typically an area of support. But again, this white line up in our standard deviation methodologies, it's actually penetrating down below the green zone toward those lower extremes. If that's the case, we're likely to see some more weakness here. We've got a crossover to the downside on the daily view, and we're missing a short term. We're missing a hot sensor here. We're missing one of our hot sensors. I may have to go back and see what's going on there, but we've identified 68 cents to 74 cents. That's an area of high liquidity. So that's another. I mean, geez, that's still a good ways to go there. So we'll see if this weakness continues or if that white line can make a quick U-turn and head back toward those extremes. But potentially an area of support here, but we'll see if we break it. If we break that basically 91 cent level, then we're likely probably going lower there. And that's for that person who requested AERO. Again, on the upside, once we hit that bottom, I think we're looking at 134 and higher. And you can see those two zones between 134 to 141, 149 to 161. So once we get that turn, I think we'll be looking pretty nice, but just not quite ready yet. Dogecoin. Again, I think everyone knows, if you go back and look at a couple videos back, we made a trade on Dogecoin where we did a live, or basically a recorded transaction. 160,000 Doge was purchased on the video in this range. Again, I think it was right here on this candle actually, because it was right around 18 cents to high 17s, and we expanded that zone on that call. I said it was likely to go to 15 to 15.5 cents. Literally nailed right off of that. It's retraced back to the cloud and resumed lower, just like we typically say it does. That's why we never trade when it's at the bottom of that cloud or in the cloud, because that's typically an area of resistance and volatility. Again, the standard deviation methodologies are weak, well below the green zone here. Kind of hovering, so we'll see what it does. Wouldn't be surprised to see another double bottom here in this trading zone. The hot sensors aren't quite red yet, so still some weakness to go here. Obviously, Dogecoin ETFs are coming. Let's see, what else can I give you here? Yeah, continued weakness on Doge, which is nice. Filecoin, I want to show you this. Again, literally, this is the zone we had identified on Filecoin a while back. Literally nailed right in the middle of it. We had that huge pump. We nailed it with the diamonds. Those are level 3 diamonds. We saw the retracement back to the cloud, which is where we're at now. Again, that's an area of volatility. Now, a lot of times what that will do is it'll pump, it'll retrace back to the cloud and resume higher. But again, I never typically like to trade in the cloud, so I would like to kind of see a confirmation of direction here. Again, you can see that hot sensor, was peaking out in the red. Now it's coming back down to the gray, so it's more stabilized. So we'll see where we go from here. And I want to show you this on Filecoin because it's pretty nasty. And you will see. We need to scale this down a little bit. Let's go. No data on Filecoin. Okay. Hang on a second. All right, so no available data on Filecoin right now. So that kind of stinks, but that's okay. So yeah, so we'll move on. So you're kind of in no man's land now, but you can see how we nailed those diamonds up there. Again, currently right now, man, look at that. And I think this is what we were talking about a couple days back. This is where we had the level 3 on the weekly chart, which if you look at the left daily view, that level 3, or at least the second level 3, was right here at the bottom where we had the level 3 on the daily as well. So pretty interesting. That was around $1.58. It pumped to 387. So that's one hell of a return there if you hit that. Let's see what else we got. We got near. It's pretty much similar to what we just looked at, so we can skip that one. Solana. Man, look at Solana. All right. Here's Solana. We pumped through the first level. We're literally in the second level as we speak. I think we actually put the secondary level in today. That is a range of 125 to 145. So we're in it. Hot sensor is getting weaker. Again, standard deviation is down here in these extremes. We need that white line to penetrate, get up to those upper extremes. So we'll see where, how many days we can hit in this zone here. Could be some fantastic opportunity if we start seeing some diamonds or some potential signs of recovery. Good stuff here. We like Solana. Let's see what else I want to give you tonight. Let's look at, that may be it. Let's see, we'll go H-bar. Yeah, we'll skip H-bar. Let's go chain link. Nope, not yet. XDC. I need to go do some research on XDC, get y'all some levels. I can probably get you some levels here. So I'll work on XDC. I'll work on XLM for you. So next video we'll cover those two. World Liberty, again. Oh, I want to show you this. Check this out. This is crazy. Actually, this might not be the one. Let's see. Is it 1 week? Okay, this isn't the one. Interesting. Let's hang on 1 second here. Let me see if I can change views here. 2 weeks. Let's try to go a month. Yeah, just varying amounts of leverage. Most of the high leverage points are taken out already. So really, you're sitting here at a range of 10 cents all the way up to basically 19, 20 cents. So that's probably what you're looking at here for World Liberty. And we're at 14 right now, so we'll skip that one. Look at this CleanSpark. So for y'all new, CleanSpark's a Bitcoin miner. And I want to show you what we had called. If you go back and look at some of, I don't even know how many weeks ago now, we had some videos on CleanSpark. And I think it was, I want to say it was like $11 when we put out the video. And I said it was likely to go into the 20s or 30s. And it sure did. And I just want to show you the top up here. And you can see we had multiple level 1s, which is fine. During that time, we were in those extremes trending, so that could in that green cloud, so you could have stayed in that trade. But what we did see is we got to red here, with a diamond. that's pretty extreme. So that's where we probably could have had a good exit point, and obviously you see what happens after that. We have penetrated down through those clouds. We now broke through all three levels of, or all two levels of resistance or support. We're right around that 200-day moving average with a level 2. I'm sorry, is that level 2? Yeah, it's level 2. Let me make sure that is level 2. Yes, that's a level 2. So this green diamond here, that is a level 2 as we approach, what is that, 200-day, roughly $11. Again, down here in these lower extremes, so there's going to be some opportunities coming here shortly, so pay attention. You got a yellow hot sensor on the daily short term. It goes yellow, orange, red, so we're getting close. And I mean, you can see again, that's level 3 diamonds on the weekly, right at the same time we had this peak. So I mean, this stuff is good, and you know you can see this huge weekly candle here. So definitely a dump on the miners. So likely some, Bitcoin starts to make a recovery. These things would likely follow afterwards. So pay attention to the miners. CleanSpark's one that we've followed in the past. So not telling you to buy it, but it's a good one. And then I will give you. Well, we'll look at, tell you what. So again, in the previous videos, we said Metaplanet's probably our stock pick of the next decade, but look at this. This is crazy. It continues to fall, just like everything else. So down almost 10% today. We're at 240 on Metaplanet, which is a huge Bitcoin proxy, Bitcoin treasury company. We are getting a lot of level 3s on the weekly in the red. In the red over here on this long-term hot sensor on the daily view. Gray on the short term. Oh, here we go. Hang on. That's the other one. Oh, nope. Hang on, guys. Let's see. We can keep this thing going here. Where did it go? Nope. I'll have to reset it. I don't know what happened to the hot sensors, but clearly you can see we're in the red. We got level 3s. So this thing, I would expect this thing to turn soon, but that's a potentially nice play for us. We're watching it pretty closely. That is Metaplanet, Japanese Bitcoin treasury company. So yes, TCP Super System. If you like TA and you enjoyed that, get any value from it, let me know in the comments. If you prefer any specific cryptos or stocks, you can put their tickers in the comments. We will try to add them to the list of monitored cryptos. They will be in the crypto rapid fire. Again, and if you get any value or appreciate the analysis, please tell us in the comments. It helps with the sentiment algorithms, and we certainly appreciate it. And we will see you tomorrow, crypto rapid fire, tomorrow night. Appreciate you. Love you. Have a great night.